Well, as we think about the situation of Christians who find themselves in exile and in a world that is not led by Christian rulers, we can find some help, I think, from the New Testament, where Paul, writing to Timothy, urged him and the church in Ephesus to pray for kings and rulers and those who were in authority. And he had two great concerns. He wanted them to pray, first of all, that they'd be able to live quiet lives, which I think means that they should be allowed to be able to live in peace and freedom. And the reason for praying was because God's great desire is for men to come to salvation from all nations, which I think implies that what's very important is gospel freedom and liberty of religion. And it seems to me that in our secular societies, those are things that Christians need to be particularly campaigning for and seeking to support. We want to have a good government that maintains civil peace. All around the world, the worst and the most difficult situations are where there's civil war and where there's fighting in nations. We want to have governments that are able to rule in a way that maintains peace and freedom, and particularly freedom to be able to live for Jesus and to share the good news of the gospel for Jesus. So I think those are things that Christians need to particularly be concerned to campaign for. We want nations that are stable and that are peaceful, governments that maintain justice, that prevents that chaos and that disorder. But then we also want to have religious freedom to be able to worship God and to be able to share the good news about him. Now, I think that means that Christians need to be those who defend not just their own rights, but the rights of others. We want those rights not just for Christians. We're not just seeking Christian privilege, but we're actually wanting those rights to be enjoyed by all members of society. So we want all different communities to be able to enjoy that peace. And we want all different groups to be able to have that religious freedom, to be able to worship God and share their message about God. So sometimes I think Christians have fallen into wanting special privileges for themselves that aren't accorded to others. But I think in our contemporary society, it's very important that Christians are seen to be seeking freedoms for all, not just for themselves.